Hey everyone, welcome to Black Women with Opinions, the podcast. I'm Eb.
I'm Mandy.
I'm Sia.
And this is a safe space for Black women to give their unfiltered opinions about anything and everything.
We hope you're ready for a good time.
Okay.
Hey everybody.
What's up?
Hey. Everybody, welcome to our Valentine's Day episode.
Hey.
Oh, man. We're going to get into a lot of thoughts about it later, but first off, I want to do a girlfriend check-in with everybody. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Mandy?
I'm doing good.
Good.
You know what? The devil be busy, don't he?
Yep.
He be busy, but you know what? This week, my Lord has been like, nope, we blocking that. No, we're not paying attention to that.
Yes.
So I'm in good spirits. It's been a really good week.
That's good.
I'm really, really excited about this weekend and enjoying my time and just hanging out and chilling. So I'm doing good.
Y'all, Mandy's locks is locking. Okay.
She looks so pretty.
My friends are pretty.
She looks so pretty.
Thank you. Yes, I got my locks dyed. This is the second time in my whole life I've ever had my hair dyed.
Ooh,
really? Yes.
Why didn't know that?
The first time was when I did the big chop. The first time
Okay.
when I first went
Okay.
natural.
Okay.
And I dyed it. And now this time.
Okay.
So I was real nervous. My beautician, hey Nisha girl, she know I walked in there and was like, so tell me what I need to know, and you're not gonna leave it on there too long, right? And it's gonna be the right color.
I have questions.
Please and concerns. But maybe that's also contributing to my mood, because like I said, I haven't had my hair dyed in forever. So it's been over 11 years. So switching it up, doing something new.
It looks good.
I literally just saw an influencer. She was like, y'all, I was just telling my friends I was really down. I was really not feeling my best. And then, girl, I went and got my hair done.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I thought I was going to have to call my therapist, but I think I'm all right.
I'm good.
That's how I am with nails. I'm telling you, I was wearing short nails for a minute, and I was like, oh, I like it. But as soon as I got my claws back, I was like, I feel so much more feminine. I feel like I can take on the world now.
No, real talk. Getting your nails done is like a BBL for your hands.
It really is.
Like it really
the
does
elevation.
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a must for me.
It's like I do my hands. Like, you gonna see these? You gonna see these fingers?
I'm in
I'm
people's
talking
face
with my hands.
over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gonna see these fingers now? You gonna see
I'm
them.
dipping my hands
Do you see
this
how
way and that
graceful they
way.
are?
Yes.
You see it? You see it? I know you see
Good
it.
deal. Good deal.
I've been thinking about going white blonde now.
That would be so pretty.
Yeah.
White blonde, is that platinum?
Yeah. That
Okay,
would be
so Renaissance.
so pretty. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, just
Aubrey
know
had some braids in that color, and it was just bouncing off her skin so well that I was like, should I do it? Because I've been thinking about blonde for a very I keep dabbling in the blondes, but I'm just like.
You talking about dyeing your hair or doing a wig or getting some?
So I'm thinking I'm gonna do some knotless first,
Okay.
just to make sure
see
you like
how
it.
I like the color,
Right.
and then I might go for it.
That's the thing, because color is dedication.
Yes,
Girl.
it is.
It is.
And maintenance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I barely have time now, so that's why I'm like, let me just
dibby dabble.
Let me just see.
Yeah.
Just see.
Maybe
Test it out.
I might do some locks in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I love some faux locks. That's
Yes,
my favorite.
ma'am. I know.
Either
you
way,
do.
it would be pretty, friend.
Yeah, I think it'll look good.
Speaking of you, how you doing, friend?
Ooh, I'm doing good.
Okay.
I'm doing good.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm feeling nice. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. You know, nothing is really wrong right now. It's just kind of.
That's good.
It's nice. My family is planning a vacation though. Okay. Oh my God. Do y'all know how stressful it is to plan vacation with extended family?
Ooh.
No, I don't, because I ain't never did it.
I cannot stand it. Literally, we locked in with the travel agent. It was like, everybody, look, y'all give y'all money to the travel agent. Everybody put it in. Her goal, the extended family. Y'all pick the expensive resorts.
Oh, Lord.
Huh?
Oh, Lord.
We literally came down from the expensive resort
Child.
to a more budget-friendly resort so that we can include y'all.
Oh,
Now, we could go back to the expensive
Honey,
one.
we
You
can
can
go
stay
back.
home.
Honey.
We can
That's
go
an
back.
option.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Why y'all just can't go on, get on the payment plan, give y'all money?
Yeah.
You know, it's enough time.
Yeah, they're stressful because you have so many people's opinions.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, we just did this Disney trip and it was no problem.
Yeah.
But it was just y'all.
Because it was just us.
Yeah.
As soon as you extend it out, But you know what I say? Not today. Mm-hmm. Don't go. Do go. Yeah. Don't care. Pick what you gonna pick. But I know I'm gonna be in the room. I know my baby gonna be there. We both getting our passport. Well, she getting her passport. I got my passport. So, you know.
Go, right? Get her passport. Yeah. Stamps in her book. I love this for her.
Yes. Right. Yes. She's an international baby now.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I love to see it. I love to see
her first out of state. So I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, out of country.
Yeah.
We know what you meant, baby. It's all right.
It's okay.
We know what you meant.
It's okay.
How are you, Miss Eve?
Oh, friends, I'm good. I'm at peace.
Yes.
That feels good. I am a lot. I don't have as much stress as I've had over the last few weeks, and that's just because literally I let some shit go.
Heavy.
Yeah, you know, and that feels good. And the peace. Hello. You got so heavy, baby. Did we tell y'all we a girl group too? I'm just saying.
Listen.
Oh no, but seriously, like the peace I have, and when you have peace, you have clarity, and that is just so good for me right now. So
I love that for
I
you,
am
friend.
happy. I am really happy and just in peace. Life is good. Life is great.
Yes, ma'am.
Feeling good. Feeling great. How are you?
Hey. Oh man. Okay, y'all. And on that note, we will be right back.
Okay.
Hey everyone, we have exciting news. We got merch. That's right, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, and so much more. We're dropping our merch this February in honor of Black History Month, and we know y'all are gonna love it. Go to bwwoshop.printify.me to support our Black woman-owned business and tell a friend to tell a friend. We love you so much, and stay opinionated.
All right, you all. We are back with the something to sip on.
Yes.
It's been a minute, so we just wanted to bring
First
something
one of the year.
back.
That's right. And we sipping today, honey.
We definitely are. This drink is called the Love Potion.
Yes, Love Potion for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Oh man, and here are some of the ingredients if you want to get started with it. So it's 1 shot of Malibu rum, a shot of Tito's, half a cup to 3/4 a cup of Mystic strawberry kiwi. And about the same quantity of Sunkissed strawberry lemonade and some edible glitter.
Yes.
And cotton candy.
Yes.
And cotton candy.
And cotton candy. You can't forget those two. That's what adds the razzle dazzle to the drink.
Yes. Gives it a little sparkle. It's very pretty.
Yes,
it is.
It
and
really
tasty.
is.
I told you, it always makes your experience better when it's pretty.
Little razzle dazzle ain't hurt nobody.
It was. We definitely garnished the glass with some cotton candy. We put some cotton candy in the drink. So you can make it as pretty and be as creative as you want to. I thought it tasted amazing.
I did too. It was really fruity. You don't taste the liquor a whole lot. I feel like that's one of those dangerous drinks where you can sip on that for a while and not really realize, oh, okay.
That's how I like my drink. Sneak up on me. Do not put hair on my chest. Sneak up behind me a little bit. Grab my throat. You know, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Throat grabbing.
That's how I like my drinks.
I know.
And I think it would be really cute, like if you're going on a Valentine's Day, you coming back to the house, you know, a little nightcap drink. That would be a cute drink to make.
That is a cute nightcap drink. I like it.
It really would be good. It's
Or
pretty.
a little girls' night Valentine.
Oh, that would be so cute. Yeah.
Valentine's.
It was so fun to make too, y'all. It
was really cute.
Yeah.
What's
Especially
your I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking if your girlfriends are coming to your house and you like have like a little setup at the front of the house, that would be cute. I'm sorry.
That's our planner.
That's right. She's always just planning the event, baby.
Yeah.
So what's our ratings for Love Potion?
I think 1 out of 10. I give it a good 8. I give it an 8 for me.
Okay, I give it a 10. Y'all know Malibu is my drink of choice.
Yes, Malibu is a good one. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Yeah.
Okay,
9.5. This is high up there.
How could we elevate it to a 10 for you?
You know what? I think for me, what would elevate it is maybe some fresh fruit.
Like a sangria type?
Yes.
I can see it.
But I always love some type of fruit to kind of sit in my drinks because then you can eat the fruit afterwards after it soaks up all the alcohol. So, but other than that, I think the flavor was really good. I love how it looks. It's so pretty with the sparkles and everything. Yeah. And then when the cotton candy melts down, it's even sweeter.
It's an experience.
It is an experience.
Yeah.
It is. Somebody's fancy ass restaurant, I'm sure got something like it, or will soon.
I'm sure, because that's where I got the idea to put the glitter in the cotton candy and make they call them love bombs on the Tickety Talk.
Yeah. It was really good. Really, really good. I think it was good too. I would say, like, add some fruit. That would make it really good. So
make some whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm getting a little nasty. Okay, never mind.
That's all right. We don't say that for Valentine's Day.
It ain't just a nightcap.
It ain't okay.
Right.
It's the appetizer.
Yeah.
Carry it on in the bedroom. What you said?
So if you all make the love potion, make sure to tag us on our social media. We would love to see it. We'd love to see your version of it too.
That's
so
right.
Yes, take some liberties.
That's right.
Do it how you want it.
Okay, you'll be able to see our version of it on our social media accounts. We'll post that on there for you.
For sure. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna move right on into Valentine's Day, y'all.
That's right.
So Valentine's Day, I think it looks different for everybody, right?
For sure. I agree. I think it looks different for everybody, and I think it looks different, but every year.
Yeah,
you know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like,
especially depending on where you are in life.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I agree. I think that wherever you are in life, I think it's important to love on yourself.
Yes.
Make sure you take time for yourself, especially if you're single, coming out of a relationship, starting so new in a relationship that Valentine's Day may feel like a little just too fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Literally, if you met somebody the week of Valentine's Day, it might just be a little too fresh.
Lower your expectations,
But
babe.
you know what? The best day for people who are not so happy about Valentine's Day is the day after. Because the candy and decorations is on sale.
I know that's right. I know I wrote
Now
it
you
there.
drink out your heart-shaped glass for 50 cents.
That's also Side Chick Day. You know, just to
Yeah.
circle back.
Yeah.
That is also.
Just be careful. Be aware.
If he wants to be with you on the 15th, babe, just now you know your place.
Okay, that's not for everybody though, because if you work on the 14th, because it is on a Wednesday this week.
Sure.
This year, you guys do not start immediately being like, so I'm your side bitch. Please don't do that.
But don't let it leave your mind. Like, let it be there.
I think if it wasn't communicated, right? If it's not like, honey, I work, the shift work happens on the 14th. I have a shift. I am so sorry, I can't move.
Pop up to the job.
He
Pop
should
up to
be
the job.
sending you
dinner.
He should be sending you some flowers or something.
Yeah.
You know, getting you a little trinket. You know, it's not all about the things, but if you have to work, you
It's
might
the
as well
intention
get me
for me
yeah,
about
give me-
Valentine's
give me a little
Day.
something.
Yeah.
I think you have to either be intentional with yourself.
Yeah.
I think you have to be intentional with your partner, and then I think you have to be intentional with how you treat your partner. You know,
I
through the
agree.
space. So I don't know. We're gonna start off with just a few fun questions, some this or that or would you rather questions. However you want to spin it. Okay.
Let's do it.
So are you a roses or a chocolates kind of girl? You got to pick one.
Because really the answer is both.
It really is, because I want them in combination.
Right. You need to come with roses and chocolate.
Right.
But if I had to pick,
Yeah.
I think that roses, because I will buy my own chocolate.
Okay.
I won't buy myself roses.
Yeah.
So I think that I would pick for him to get me roses. Also, because this is definitely a me situation, but as I was just telling the girls, my husband just bought me some peanut M&Ms because it's that time of the month, and he just knew that I needed some chocolate. So not that it's not special every time he does it, but it's just not as special because, you know, he does special stuff like that all the time for me. So I think I pick roses.
Okay. I think I'm the same.
Yeah.
I love flowers. My love language is flowers. If you give me flowers, and first of all, I want flowers. I don't want to tell you I want flowers, and I need you to know I love flowers from the jump. So it's really a tricky mind game with me. I'm so sorry. It's my toxic trait. Okay. Just know I love flowers.
Yes.
So if you bring me flowers unwarranted, like I didn't have to say anything, you got to go to star on the chart for me. You gonna get that smirk from me. So I love chocolate, but like kind of like I can get my own with that.
Chocolate,
and I'll buy myself flowers. In fact, I buy myself flowers quite often. But I know that if you do that for me, because I think sometimes men too make it like it's a lame thing to buy flowers.
That's
because
if you knew how much it meant to a girl to get some flowers, like you would do it more often.
Yeah, I'm a whole ass woman. I'm not a little kid. Give me some flowers. Yeah. It's not lame. Men is not lame.
It's not.
Yeah, one of the best Valentines I had was I got flowers to the job, and it was this big, beautiful bouquet, and I wasn't expecting them, and I was like, oh my god. And everybody was like, ooh. And I was like,
that's the thing part is like the best feeling, like when you get it, because it's not just like the recognition that he sent it, but now everybody else is kind of like, oh my gosh, girl, look at those. That was actually part of my favorite, my best Valentine's Day with Darrell. But we'll get,
not to rub it in anybody's face, but it's just something about everybody being like,
everybody is acknowledging how sweet it is.
Yeah. That's so cute. Yeah. And then I got the biggest one in the group, you know, because lots of people sent them, but I got the biggest, most beautiful, most colorful bouquet. And I was like,
you know she loved it by the animation. Okay. No, I had a lady when I worked in the office in high school, and she was a teacher, and she got this enormous, and it was heavy arrangement, and apparently her husband sent this every single year. And the little receptionist wanted to be hating on it, like, oh, why does he send this every year? It's so heavy. I was just like, oh,
girl, you can tell you ain't got a card coming your way this year.
Yeah,
baby, don't be bitter.
Don't be bitter.
Because my parents always made my Valentine's Day good too. Even as a kid, they would buy me stuff. Like when I first went to college, my daddy sent me Valentine's, and I was like, somebody loves me.
Yeah, same. Man. My daddy would make us breakfast, all of us, me, my sister, and my mom, on Valentine's Day, and he would always make sure of course, she would get the big bouquet, but we would get like a single rose or a few roses. So Valentine's Day, Daddy's making special too.
Okay, that is so sweet.
All right, you all. So speaking of food, let's talk about our next hot take. So, would you rather go to a fancy restaurant or a home cooked meal?
I'd rather a fancy restaurant, especially if I ain't got a chef, babe. Fancy restaurant.
Yeah. You know how I am. I love to go. So fancy restaurant.
Yeah, I want a fancy restaurant too. I want you to take me somewhere real nice.
Yeah,
where I can get dressed up and go out and be seen out on the town and order some food so we can have cute conversation and don't nobody got to keep getting up and cooking and ain't no dishes to do. That's what I want.
I don't want to do any work on Valentine's Day, so I think that's important. But I think it's important to know your partner's love language.
Yes. Because I know that my partner would prefer a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
I know that would be his preference.
Yeah. And you can find some balance with it, but I think it's in...
chef.
Yeah,
we can bring in a personal chef for the day.
Yeah, for sure. Bring in a chef. Maybe
that'd be cute, though.
It is cute. I looked it up for our anniversary one year. It's not something you can just spring on yourself.
Of course not.
No. It was like $300-$400.
I believe it.
For one meal. So... it's something you got to plan out. I mean, unless you got it like that, then do you? But I think that's a cute alternative. And it's giving very much luxury.
Yeah,
you know, to have somebody come in and because they usually come with like the package I was looking at. They had the tabletops and all the decor and everything.
You literally don't have to do anything.
You literally come sit, eat.
Yeah, there's a TikTok personal chef I watch. She washes the dishes. She everything. She doesn't leave anything for you to do.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's neat.
That's nice. That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
Really cute. I ain't saying give me a couple of coins.
I know that's right. Now moving into some sexy time, you know. Would you rather sexy time? Would you rather like it with the lights on or the lights off?
We can do it with them on, off, sideways, blue, black, orange. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I do like a mood lighting. Right? I don't want the fluorescent. I don't want to feel like I'm in a classroom. Unless that's the fantasy. But, because role play. Anyways, again, talking too much. But I like a nice soft, like a red light or something, like red light special. Like I like something like that. Where you can see, but it don't look like, it's not feeling like flashlight. It's not feeling like OBGYN appointment.
Yeah.
It kind of sets the mood.
Sometimes I hate looking up at the light, like if I'm, in it, and then I look up in the freaking...
Now you got stars in your eyes.
I believe in an Alexa house. So I will quickly be
turn
Alexa.
Turn
the light red. Alexa, turn the light blue.
Ooh,
Alexa, play that playlist.
Yes,
Alexa, turn off the light.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right.
No,
because I don't want to be fumbling with too much. That's my thing.
I'm a mood person in general.
Yeah,
I set the mood to take a bath. I set the mood to partake in any extracurricular things I like to do.
Yeah,
I set the mood.
That's important.
It is important for anything that you're really trying to enjoy.
Yeah, ambiance. And it just takes whatever you're doing to the next level.
Elevate it.
Right? So, like, I don't take, like, a bath often. Like, I usually take showers. But if I take a bath, I'm going to put, like, do some bubble bath, like a bath bomb. Have my wine poured nice and cold, because that bath is going to be steaming hot.
Yes.
And, like, have my music playing. We have, like a mood light kind of thing in the bathroom. Have all of that going. It really sets the mood, and it just, like, puts you in the moment for relaxation.
Yeah. That's a good idea by itself.
It's very romantic, and it gets you ready for
sissy time
after the bath.
See, I like a bath almost every night. I love.
Do you like to soak?
Bathe, baby? I'll be in there up under the water because I be so tired. You know, you get the Epsom salt with the lavender. Like, shout out to Dr. Tills, because he has so many different Epsom salt. But it's one by Walmart. It's a fatigue one.
It's good.
It does it right.
Yes, will renew your body like nobody's business. You be in there like, I never knew. I never knew Epsom salt could do this.
I'm weak. It stayed on a lot of rest, but back with sexy time. Yeah. Would you rather do it with music or without music?
Ooh.
So honestly, for me, it just depends, because I'm not gonna lie, I like the sounds of sexy time. So I don't want anything drowning all of that out. I like it, kind of enhances, similar to like feeding the atmosphere. But a little soft something in the background, it ain't nothing wrong with that either. I just don't want it blaring. Like, I don't want it to the point where, like, you trying to cover it up, so the children or somebody don't know what's going on. It needs to be playing soft in the back, because I want to hear what's actually happening.
So I have a whole playlist of stuff that I like to listen to that's gonna put me in the mood, especially like that Under the Influence by Chris Brown.
That's jam.
Yeah. Like, put it on repeat. Like, really soft. No, it's like 80 songs in the playlist, babe.
Yeah,
it's a long playlist.
Oh, okay. I am a playlist advocate. Especially for that time, because I just feel like people get to fumble it.
Oh my God.
And advertisements kill the mood.
Child. No. You know what'll kill the mood the fastest?
Yeah.
And now you hear Yolanda Adams out of nowhere.
Yes.
And this is not.
And usually at this point, your phone halfway across the room. Okay. Then you try to go grab your phone. Then you out there. It just.
Or if you randomly put it on your library.
And it just start playing just anything, any other thing.
Yeah. And I have all kinds of stuff. I'm liable to hear big booty bitches.
Yeah,
that's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean, there is a space for that.
It ain't that.
There is a space for it.
Not during the time that I'm talking about. Now, maybe before, when you talking about foreplay, but not during.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
I'm gonna disagree on that.
But see, you're a trap queen anyway.
Yeah, I am.
You are a trap queen.
And see, I'm not. I'm a mellow
I'm not a trap queen either. But I just feel like it depends on what rhythm we going with. That either one of those vibes. And
that's why it's the beauty of playlists, though. Yes. Because you could craft it to be what you need it to be. That's my thing. I feel like whoever likes the music needs to be in charge of the music. Because, I know some people like a certain person that takes charge in that space. I get that. But if they take charge well in that space, but they can't control the playlist well, maybe you take charge in that space. Some people don't like any music. Like you said, they just want to hear the sounds of them.
And that's my favorite playlist. Yeah. But again, I'm not saying that it's like on a regular basis, I don't have a playlist plan. Yeah. But every now and then we'll put something on, and I have a few options on what playlists to put on, or that I've made, and so it's appropriate then, and it's a mix. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like if you into it, then do that, because that's the one thing about sexy time. Like, it really is what you like.
Yeah.
What you and your partner likes. And if both of y'all like it and it's getting you where you need to go, then do that shit.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I agree. The last hot take is, would you rather be asked to be a Valentine by your partner, or you really don't care?
Okay. So it's not a huge deal breaker if he don't ask, as long as he do something.
Yeah.
But I can't lie, it's really cute when you're asked, especially in a cute way.
Yeah.
It's really cute. Funny enough, I actually tonight was asking Miles, who's going to be your Valentine?
No.
And I asked him a few times, and every time I asked him, he gave a different answer. So one time he said both of his TTs was going to be his Valentine. Then the next time he said mommy and daddy.
No, say I got all the love for everybody.
I'm trying to figure it out.
From the Himalayas.
Okay. He said everybody love Miles. So.
It's so cute.
But yeah, I wouldn't have an attitude or be upset. Honestly, at this point in my relationship, it's an assumption that I'm your Valentine, you my Valentine.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be upset if he didn't ask. But it's really cute if you do. You know what I mean?
I think that's like a relatively new thing though, that where people are really getting cutesy with the "Will you be my Valentine's?" Or maybe it's just what I see on social media. Yeah. Because I don't feel like that was a really big thing throughout the years, asking to be somebody's Valentine. Especially, well, you know what? I'll say this. I've always been in long-term relationships. So it's kind of like, bitch, I'm your Valentine.
Of course, who the hell else would be your Valentine?
Who you gonna ask, your mama?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
right.
I know I'm your Valentine. Yeah, I mean, you can ask. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
you already know the answer.
You already know.
Well, go ahead.
I mean, for me, I do want to be asked. I'm the corny girl that wants to be asked every time. And it doesn't have to be like a big ordeal. You don't have to like go get a poster board every year, stand outside my window, serenade me. You don't have to do that. But even if we're just on the phone, especially as years go on, you know, because it's like when you are in long-term relationships, like, are you saying like, who I got a chokehold? Because you know I'm your Valentine.
Right. Like, I'm your Valentine. Baby, quit playing with me.
We're going on 11 years. Of course, who else would be it?
Yeah, even if you're on a phone call with me, you're just like, you know, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I wonder who's going to be my Valentine. I guess, you know, you going to be my Valentine. Even just like something like that. Cute banter like that. It's just so cute to me.
Yeah,
so.
I do enjoy extra effort though.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I enjoy extra effort, but I don't know that I care that much about being asked to be a Valentine.
Yeah.
But as long as you come through on Valentine's Day.
I agree.
Because I'm a holiday person. Yeah, that's my thing.
So it's not like being festive.
Yeah, it's not necessarily just Valentine's Day. I'm a holiday person.
Yeah.
So if you know me, I want something on the holiday.
Yeah,
I
make
agree.
it cute.
I agree. I feel like my best Valentine's Day was he put in so much effort prior to Valentine's Day. He said this to me. He put in so much effort prior to Valentine's Day that he didn't have to do anything on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
He had, that was the year that he had the flowers. It wasn't just flowers. It was a beautiful bouquet of flowers. It was also a teddy bear that I still have. This was our first Valentine's Day. So 11 years ago. Huge bouquet of flowers. A cute little teddy bear that was holding the note, or the card, and also like edible arrangements. He had all that sent to my job. When I woke up that morning, breakfast was already ready. Pancakes shaped as hearts.
Oh,
he got up. He gave me my gifts. It was when I woke up. It was balloons in the room and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
So then I went to work, and he did all that at work, and then we went out to dinner, and then we got back home. I came back home. He had made dessert, and I don't know if he made it or if he bought it. Actually, now that I think about it, but it don't matter either way.
It off his homemade.
Right?
but that so much.
Girl, the way that it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And he came in. We did chocolate covered strawberries, like we did it at home.
Okay.
And then so we did it at home, but he also had the Sherry's berries.
Yeah.
Have y'all had Sherry's berries?
Yes.
Delicious.
That year that I got those flowers, I got the Sherry's berries too.
Sherry's berries
They were
is nothing to play with.
They were big.
They're huge.
They're huge.
Shell is nice.
That's so
Sherry,
good.
they know what they're doing over there with Sherry and her berries.
They better as much as it costs.
Yeah. You pay for what you get.
Sherry is expensive.
Yeah,
but it's worth it.
It is.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then I gave him his gifts after that. And he was happy just as I was.
Happy as a child.
Well,
Yes.
well, speaking of, good Valentine's Day, we can keep this going. I feel like my best Valentine's Day was really how it was handled, because it was like, I got the bear and the flowers. And just like, for me, I'm a big words of affirmation person. Yes. So if you talk to me nice and like make me feel sweet like all day.
Talk to me nice.
You know, just like talk to me nice, honey. Talk to me nice. You know, especially like if I put an effort, get dressed up, we got dressed up, we went out. We went to one of those hibachi places where they like, you know, they cook in front of you and like just talk to me nice the entire, you know, dinner. Of course, you know, paid and stuff. We came back, you know, had more chocolate covered strawberries when we got home, you know, and the rest of the night was fun. But you know, it just, for me, it was just like how I was handled. You know, I literally have like a video still of like being walked in and still being like talked to like, you just make life so special for me. Thank you for, you know, everything you do for me. I just really appreciate how kind you are to me and how you take care of me. And just like, when you pour into me like that, just not the actions, but like what you're saying to me. But then the actions too, because I just feel like being intentional on Valentine's Day I didn't realize how important it was to me until it was mishandled. So it's just it's very, if you're gonna do it, because I'll do it myself, especially, you know, like during the pandemic I was single, so it was like I set up some great Valentine's days for myself. You know, I remember that was one of my best Valentine's days too. I would say was just loving on myself properly. I'd been out of something, so you know, I was single, couldn't go anywhere because of the pandemic. So I got lobster tails and like cooked like a really nice dinner for myself, had wine. I remember I went online and like bought myself something I really wanted, and I just watched fun movies, and I literally couldn't go anywhere. So it was just like, I was like, well, I'm just gonna make the most of this myself. But I went and made my best dinner for myself, and I really like that for me.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I am such a sap, y'all. I'm such a rom-com sappy person.
Yeah.
If anybody really, really know me, I cry at movies. I'll be like, that is so sweet. You know. He did that for her.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple of different good Valentine's Day. Like one time, the man that I was dating, he got me a full on outfit. Took me out to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like it was a whole day worth of just, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. You must really look.
Yeah.
You know, just somebody who, and I remember one of the best things I got is this guy wrote me a letter and sent it in the mail, and it came on Valentine's Day, and I was like, oh
that is so sweet.
I'm about to fall in the floor. I was like, I love you so much too. Like he just wrote all of this stuff about how much he loved me, what he loved about me, what he loved about our relationship, and I was like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, so thoughtful. And I was like, that cost you nothing, but it just it made such a good memory in my head.
Vulnerability too.
Yes, and I'm just like, oh, it made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, somebody like me. Like, you really like me. Yeah. Because who goes out their way to send a letter and make sure that it's gonna be there on Valentine's Day. Yeah. Then I got flowers. Yeah. Then I got a bird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a whole thing, and I was very, very, very impressed.
That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Yeah. Now we know too that for Valentine's Day, for some people, this is a make it or break it holiday for couples in general. You know,
it sure can be.
It should. But how do you handle if Valentine's Day is mishandled or not communicated well to you, or it's not what your expectations were? Particularly, this typically I think happens like for people's first Valentine's Day, but sometimes I can imagine it happen as the years go on too. You know, if there was like something that happened that it just didn't go the way you were expected, or somebody communicated to you it was gonna be something, then it wasn't, or if somebody was gassing you up, you know, and then you get to the day and they go ghost. How do you handle and navigate those people? I have my thoughts.
Well, let's show
go ahead.
You can set it up.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just really think that you have to have conversations with those people, and then like after you have conversations, see where their head is at, because I think it depends. If a person really just didn't think that they did anything wrong, I think you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt if it's their first time. Now, if they know you,
Yeah.
And they just stop. It just seemed like they didn't put any care or any effort, and they know it's important to you, because Valentine's Day for some people is just a holiday.
Yeah.
And for some people it's very important. Mm-hmm. So I think it depends. So if they know you and they fumble the bag, well, I think you have grounds to be upset. But I feel like if they don't know you yet, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You may still be upset, but I think you got to give them the benefit of the doubt with navigating that. But if they ghost you on Valentine's Day, you the side chick.
100%, babe.
You the side chick. And you got to face the fact with that. Nobody's phone. We all have different cell phones.
It didn't die. It wasn't dead all day, girl.
It wasn't dead.
He wasn't busy all day.
He wasn't busy.
He was with his girl all day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you just have to face the fact on that. It's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to be like, oh, man, but you're going to be all right. You're going to make it through. You gonna make it through.
Knock on wood, I've never really experienced that.
Like a negative.
Not really. I mean, I've never really had a negative Valentine's Day. I've had a mediocre, okay, but I've never had, like, you know what I'm saying, like been ghosted or been stood up or nothing like that. However, if I was to be disappointed in something, because I have been disappointed in dates, if I am disappointed in that, I just reevaluate if I like that person. Not gonna lie. Because I do make it a point to talk about and have conversations about what I do like, what I don't like. Not necessarily like you better do this, but more like I'm a holiday person, so holidays are important to me. So how do you feel? You know what I mean? Like I try and come and be in a.
Do you have this conversation prior to the holiday? Or is it after the fact if they fumbled the bag?
Most of the time when I have these conversations, it is like get to know you conversations for me that I kind of bring up expectations maybe. Yeah. But I don't even want to say that because they're not hard down expectations. They are just
what I would enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's more how I phrase it. Like, so I like this, and this is this really means something to me. And if you have men who are paying attention,
they'll catch that.
Let me tell you, because
it's all about the paying attention.
Well, I have two examples.
Okay.
So the first one I can think of is I was so disappointed, and it was a new. If I'm being honest, I don't remember if we were like officially in a relationship, but it was definitely like that situation where it's like, well, we're together. I was in college, and like the school had something. I don't even remember the specifics. This is how a million years ago this was. But they had something similar to like we had in high school. It was like you could send a flower to like your Valentine or candy or a balloon. I don't even remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But the stand was like in the lobby of the dorm, and we had walked past it like a few times, and I remember telling him like, "Oh, that one's really, really cute," or "I really like that one," or something like that. Like thinking that I was like planting seeds, right? And I get it. We were in college. We were broke as hell. Like I think that was the brokest I have ever been. I had more money in high school.
But college is a broke ass
I was
time.
so broke, and I know his ass was so broke, but I still had expectation of something. Right. And I don't remember him getting me anything about it. And then like they had like I don't remember what movie it was, but they were showing some movie like in the auditorium or somewhere. And I remember that he went with his teammates.
What?
Like it was a whole, like they all went like as a group. Like I went with my friends, and then I got there and I was like, oh, this nigga is here as well. And once he saw me there, he like gravitated towards me, but it wasn't like a
intentional thing.
Yeah, like this is like, oh, you're here. Okay, well, cool. Well, we'll just kick it together in here. And I'm like, it's motherfucking Valentine's Day. Yeah, like you didn't put any effort or thought enough of me to even. I mean, the shit is the same day every year. Yeah. Right. You knew this was coming, and I didn't showed you. Now I got to walk around with whatever was the balloon or whatever. Seeing somebody else walking around in the balloon with the balloon, I didn't just told you that I like. Like I just remember being very disappointed, and I remember thinking, this ain't gonna work. Right? Because also my whole entire life, I have seen my daddy shower my mama, and then and also shower me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like. This ain't. If you didn't have like $1 to go get a rose or a bag of chips or something. Like, you didn't even try.
Could have used your meal plan and everything.
Something.
Yeah.
You didn't even try. So that was like my most disappointing. But then, and this isn't really like a disappointment thing, but like now in my life, Valentine's Day is like a cutesy thing. But to be honest, like I said, my husband, he does special stuff and really cutesy, sweet stuff all the time. That it's not a big deal if he never like does nothing.
Right.
But sometimes it might be just a card, or he might make dinner, or like he'll bring home some flowers or something. It's not these huge grand gestures like it was our first Valentine's Day, like I told y'all.
Right.
And I thought that like it would bother me, but it really doesn't, because I always feel it to my core that Valentine's Day should not be the only time you show your partner how special they are, and he does a really good job of doing that often, and often enough that like if we don't do nothing crazy, I know the last few Valentine's Days we just, of course not because we have a child, and nobody wants to babysit on Valentine's Day,
right?
So we just literally be at the house,
right?
And like I'm completely fine with that. There was definitely a time where it's like that would very much piss me off, and it's like, you don't care, and you know how much important this is to me. And now it's just like, it's cool, we together.
Yeah.
We sit down and watch a movie on the couch, or hell, we might go to bed early, but we're together.
Right.
And y'all intentional about the time together, though. Like, I love you. I do stuff all the time.
Yes. It's not like I'm looking at this day for validation that you love me, because you show me every day.
All the time.
So it's now where I am in my life, it's not a huge deal to me if we don't do a whole bunch of something. But as long as he bring a card or something and be like, hey, just, happy Valentine's Day.
Me and one of my partners got to a point where we was exchanging like little Valentine's boxes to each other.
No.
Or we just put like snacks and like
stuff.
socks, not no huge thing, but it's just because we have bills to pay.
Yes.
I have a child.
Yes.
We have other stuff going on. One day is not finna bankrupt us.
No.
Right.
Trying to do all of this extravagant stuff. Plus it's crowded out there.
Yeah. Everybody's out this day.
Everybody is trying to prove they love. Right. I'll make steaks on
which means that all the prices of everything is going up
sky high.
So it's like, why don't we just wait for 2 more weeks and then you can take me to that same restaurant?
Come on,
and it ain't gonna be as packed, and it ain't gonna they ain't gonna have that price up.
Actually enjoy it because when the restaurant is packed and everybody is talking, it is not an enjoyable experience.
It's not as romantic
as it could be.
So that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Love Valentine's Day though.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. I think it's really cute. I love seeing all of the proposals and like all the big stuff that you see on social media. I think it's really cute. But I think where I am in my life, I'm past like the point of like that being my expectation.
Yeah.
Like it's just like whatever.
I love honey. So I'm a big sap. I'd be like, oh my God, that's so adorable.
Yeah. I think it's only my expectation when I see you spending on other things, and then when it gets to that day, it like,
oh, I'm broke. Dang.
Yeah, that's not the math ain't mathing to me, and that's when I start being like, hold on now, what do you value?
Yeah, but also like you're somebody who will verbalize that like this is something that's important to me. Yeah. This is something that I high and hold regard, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And the only wrong thing is if your partner looks at that and it's just like,
yeah.
And you're reciprocating in what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't just be like, oh, I expect everything given to me and I'm not going to give you anything.
Because some people do.
And they do. Yeah. They're like, oh, you didn't put on a big thing for me. And he like, well, what you give me? And she like,
why would I get you?
Why would I get you?
No, I'm going to go just as hard for you as you would for me. And that's like, and when we're speaking of, bad things with the day for Valentine's Day. One influencer on TikTok, her name is Pilar Teaspoon. She posted a video about hanging out, or like guys just saying, hey, I just want to I just met you, let's just hang out, and I feel like a lot of that's gonna be happening on Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day, not regardless if it's Valentine's Day or not. But I do think a lot of a generation now, like a lot of people now, just lean on hanging out culture and just
Netflix
like not dating. And I don't know.
It is so disgusting to me.
Yeah,
it is. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If I meet a man and he be like, "You want to come over?" I'm immediately turned off. I am turned off. We do not have to go to the most expensive restaurant. We can take a walk in the park. we can do something.
Yeah.
For us to get to know each other, bond outside of your home.
It needs to be neutral ground anyway when you're first getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
Why?
I actually had someone tell me that they were like really worried, like why didn't I want to come like to their place or like meet them at their place the first time? And I'm like, I am a single woman and I don't know you from a can of paint yet. You could be an axe murderer for all I know.
I could be an axe murderer.
Yeah.
Right? Are you invited? And when you say that, they look at you like you crazy. Well, are you?
Yeah.
I might be.
If I was, do you think I would answer yes?
Right, but I might be. And you're inviting me to your place.
And not only that, I could. It ain't even got to be as far as murder. I could just be straight up crazy, and now I know where you live.
Or I could be a setup queen.
Yeah, and now the boys coming to get your shit.
Hello?
Tomorrow. So like
while you at work.
While you at work. While we texting and I'm making sure you at work, they is running the bag up in your apartment.
Yes.
I feel like people don't have enough protection over themselves.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel like everybody is kind of like, nah, that's cool. And then you hear these horror stories about stuff that goes on and happened and how they got set up or how it just was horrible.
Yeah.
She wouldn't leave, or now you got a homosexual on your couch squatting and you like, yeah, please get to know people outside of sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Please. Like,
it is not to say like we have to go to the most expensive restaurant.
No.
We don't have to have, a 8-course meal every time I see you.
We have museums.
Yes.
There is a zoo. There are festivals. There are all kinds of things.
Yeah.
That you could do around St. Louis. Like
and anywhere, because I love like our St. Louis concert series we have like in the summer, and I know other cities have it too. It's totally free, and you just go, you pack your little lawn chair,
and you go, baby.
And you go. That's one of my favorite things to do. So, and you get to know each other's music. You get to sit around and talk.
Yeah.
But
you can see how a person is in public.
Yes, that's so important to see how they interact in public, to see how they engage when you see somebody that you know, because some people get real defensive or like lock up, don't know how to carry out conversation. You get to see that. And I don't know, it's just important to me to see how you interact outside my house before I bring you into my house. And I sometimes don't want to like impede on your space either, and I don't really know you that well, and it shows me that you might be just too comfortable giving up so much too soon. I don't know.
And I don't know, I'm not saying that you can never do Netflix and chill,
right?
Because at a certain point
you gonna definitely Netflix and chill.
That becomes the relationship. Like
we're gonna have a series we watch together.
Yeah, you coming over, we got the snacks.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets to that point, but initially I just don't feel like that's the thing.
I don't know. And also, I'm so far removed from dating that it's like it's not even funny. So it doesn't not make sense to me that like I see it differently. But I don't know. I feel like that if that's your comfort and that somebody and the person you're talking to is also comfortable with it, like I don't see anything wrong with it. I understand the safety thing, but also that's the same thing as like a first date picking you up from your house. But I'm just saying like that at one point was like that's the norm. Like of course he picks me up. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Or even when you're leaving, like making sure that somebody not following you back home to your house.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like if you're dealing with a crazy person, you're dealing with a crazy person.
Absolutely.
And it really don't. It's really not a whole bunch you can do to screen that, and other than being around them enough to be like, oh, that motherfucker is crazy. Oh, no, they cool, we good.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you are comfortable with it, or if you have something set up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't our first date, but our third date, he cooked for me at his house. Like, it was like a really nice thing. It was thoughtful. He made my favorite meal at the time, and he got like the nice stuff out. But if he had pitched that for the first date, I wouldn't have been like, oh hell no, what the hell is wrong with you? So I just feel like if that's something that you're comfortable with, and the person that you are dating or trying to get to know is comfortable with, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
But you know what, the only thing I'll say about that is Darrell specifically is very intentional. And a lot of the times I don't see And
them being as
I don't
intentional.
see them being that intentional, because you was like, he got out to China and he did all of this.
He did.
Most of the time, it's not that. As a matter of fact, I've heard several instances where the man not even trying to feed the girl.
Yeah, it's like
and
no
I'm
planning
like,
surrounded. It's like
just come to my house and sit on my couch.
because they trying to get straight to pennies.
Yeah.
And that's the real issue that I have with it.
Yeah.
When you set it out that way,
That it
Now,
feels like
if
that
it
is
was-
the expectation.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
if it's intentional and he like, look, I want to cook for you, I want to show you this, I want
Yeah.
to show you that, that's a little different than they be like Netflix and chill. Because when I say it sounds like no effort, and usually
that's usually
effort.
what it is.
It's
No
usually
effort.
very low effort, very low. And it sometimes scares me when I see some of the posts that people be like, yeah, so I went to his house and he didn't want to feed me. His ex-girlfriend showed up and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yikes.
it is, there's poop in the dating pool.
Yeah,
There's poop in the dating pool.
there is. It's a lot of it. A lot.
It's not as thoughtful as I would like.
Yeah.
It's something different to a man who is like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Can you come 7:00? Da 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 da.
There's so much intention
You
behind
know what
that.
I'm saying? Like, it's different
Yeah.
when you have a man who coming at you with intention.
Because you know
and
he
when
has a
have
plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love a man with a plan, baby.
Yeah.
Baby, come on now.
Plan it out. Because what we say, I don't want to think.
I don't want to think.
I don't want to think.
I don't want to
You
think.
trying to make
All I want to focus on is, ooh, what am I wearing?
Yes.
Ooh, how am I do my hair?
I am telling you,
Yes.
I am a girly who I don't want to make no decisions.
No.
When I am like, make the decisions, please.
Yes.
Just make them. You don't have to make life changing experience.
Yeah.
You know.
But
But
just
where
for
we gonna
tonight.
eat? What time
Right.
I gotta be there?
Yeah.
Casual
Can you
or
decide?
dressy?
Right. Let me know. You
That's
let me
all I want to
know.
know.
You want to wear? You said wear heels? Okay.
I can do that.
You know what I mean? Like, but a lot of them don't even go that far. It's not
No.
even like, hey, I got a series I want to introduce you to. It's you get there and they like,
They sitting on the couch scrolling.
what you want to watch?
I could do this. Else. I get that.
That's what the
And that-
influencer was saying. She was like, I can do that at my house.
you got a good one.
And
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
I said I know that I may be on Pluto right now. Because
You got a good
from
one.
my vantage point, I'm just like, well, what's the problem with it? Because we was having a good time.
No, because you have a
And I-
very intentional man who is still that amount of
That way.
intentional.
Yeah.
He pays so much attention to her. I bet you he can tell you when she fought.
Yes.
Yeah, he probably could.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And he did let the intention fizzle out because for
Yeah.
some it fizzles out.
It does.
I'm telling you. That's why I'm like, nah, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Nah,
it's all
man.
right. You got a unicorn, honey.
Intention.
Listen, my mama said
Very
that to me
important.
the other day. She was just like, because we were talking about somebody else who we're close with who's just been going through some shit. Child.
Yeah.
We talking about this shit in the dating pool, baby. Somebody said that to me. I said, no, the pool is piss. That's it.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing else in
Yeah,
there
it
but
is.
piss. Because
Yep.
every just horror story after horror story after horror story.
Yeah.
But she was like, I didn't realize like how lucky and blessed you were to find him, because I was young.
Yeah.
I what 22, 23. Like I
Yeah.
was young when we met, and it could have very easily went left for a few different reasons. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that I was ready for the type of relationship that he was bringing,
Right.
until I was in it.
Yep.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Actually,
I know, because I remember our initial, and we was kind of like, man,
what's
dang.
going on? But I'm like, no, this dude is different.
Yeah.
He coming with something different.
Man.
And the relationship that I had gotten out of previously was, oh my word,
Yeah.
Yeah.
child, it wasn't gonna work out, baby. It wasn't gonna work out. It was the no gift on Valentine's Day
Oh,
relationship.
man.
Oh,
It
God.
wasn't gonna work out, baby. It was not gonna
Sir,
work.
please go to hell.
Please, in a handbasket, quickly.
Okay.
I'm weak.
But yeah,
Forget the
so
gasoline
that's
jars.
fair. My view is different from everybody else's, but I do see. I will say he's not the only one. There are other
No.
guys
Yeah.
that are out there
No.
that feel that same way, that have that same intention of
Definitely.
of wanting to of wanting to please you, make you feel special, make you feel important, like you're the only person in the room when you
Yes.
walk in. There's still guys out there, and so just be open to that.
Yes. Be open to somebody who has a plan. Be open to intention. Be open to actually listening to a person.
Because that's the other thing. Because you can't say you want somebody to plan it and do it and everything, and then when he start doing it, you got all these objections of how you want to do it, and no, that's not what I wanted. And no. Sit back and let him drive then. You can't say you want to be the passenger, but you won't get out the driver's seat. You gotta let him do it.
Just like even when we was talking about the lady who was like, my first date gotta be her and on a helicopter and all of that. Like, that stuff is not important.
It should to me. Yeah.
I'll say to me. It could be important to you. No shade. No, you know.
And who's not to say that your second date wasn't going to be that?
Right.
Or a month in. What? Because the thing is just like how guys have to feel like, or women have to feel like the guy's worth, taking it to the bedroom or releasing whatever or showing whatever vulnerability. A guy needs to feel like, okay, this ain't just, a thought box that's about to be hitting up on my homie or everybody in the neighborhood that had, or you know what I mean, like, for sure they gotta feel secure in it too.
A certain comfortability on both ends. And sometimes establishing that, like, when you can go on a date, a walk, over, let them cook for you, know what I'm saying? When you establish these things, be open to where it goes. Them. Be open to the dating experience. If you are not open to actually dating, you're probably gonna have a harder time.
I agree.
Because you're not really open to, I think we get stuck in as people, stuck in what a type is or what the monetary value of the date or of the person is, which none of that has to do with dating.
No. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be main factors of anything.
You're not getting to know anybody by what's in their pocket. He take you on a helicopter date, but he took 4 other women on a helicopter date too. So was it really special?
It wasn't for him. It could have been for you.
No,
but it's probably not for her either, because it probably don't even feel special because he's done it time and time again.
Oh well, you don't know that.
I'm
just saying the girl don't know that.
Right.
He ain't telling you. Tisha like this too.
But sometimes
you see that film over there.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes people's body language and the way that they're treating you
make you feel like just another.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, sometimes we will even pass up the red flags of, like, oh yeah, he took me here, and here, but he did not pay you any attention during that whole time. He just kind of paraded you around like, yeah, bitch, look at how I'm, look at this expensive stuff I'm doing for you.
Yeah. And I think for the ladies that aren't even experiencing any of that, maybe they're in the season of being single, they're, I want to say by yourself, you just single because you choosing that.
That's important,
because you could pick anybody, but you got to pick yourself first. So I think it's important to figure out how you're going to spend that time. Especially if it's no big deal to you, it's no big deal to you. But if it is kind of like a touchy, like maybe you're out of a relationship or something's a little rocky on your end, you're not, dealing with somebody right now, I think it's important to think about how you can spend that time with yourself. How you can treat yourself. How you can navigate that space too. I think it's so many things you can do for yourself.
Valentine's Day is a big thing.
It is.
Like, I feel like Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is not just about spouses. It's supposed to be about love. Right? So that's love of self, love of a partner,
friends,
love of your friends, love of your family, your parents, like whomever you love. That's who you can pour into. And like, when I was single, I poured into myself. I would do like a Valentine's Day thing and like hang out with my girlfriends, but I also made it an intentional decision to do something for me. Even if it wasn't nothing but like have a nice soak in the bathtub or watch my favorite show or just take it to the head with that bottle, baby, and feel good my damn self. Like, it didn't matter.
Singlehood is important.
It is.
It's just as important as being in a relationship. It's just as important as pursuing anything else in your life. Singlehood is important. It's important to get to know you. It's important to know what you like, what you don't like. It's important to know what's triggering to you, what's not. You know what I'm saying? It's important to check in with yourself even during that time, because some people get wrapped up and be like, oh, I don't have a Valentine, and now you're depressed off another day. It's not that important.
It's not that important. But if you do have those feelings, it's not that those feelings aren't important.
No.
It's just that you clearly need to redirect that energy.
Absolutely.
Because it can be disappointing and discouraging if you want something so bad and you see other people with it, and not necessarily in an envious way, but sometimes it is, but not necessarily in an envious way, just like, damn, now where's mine? I really want that too.
I've definitely had instances where I'm like, dang,
yeah,
you know, why I can't have that? But it's important to know in those moments too, to acknowledge, okay, yes, I do want that, but also not become obsessed with it. You know, not become to the point where you are, you know, beating yourself up for not having it.
Yeah, sometimes it's important not to do that. I think it's important to know that you're in seasons. Even if you have to repeat a season, if you've been single multiple times, but you just know that it's going to be at some point in life, well, you'll never have that season again.
Yeah.
It's important to embrace that season, because at one point in your life, you're going to move on where you're possibly not single. You're going to move on when you have kids. You're going to move on even if you lose a spouse. You'll be in experiences that you're not in anymore. So it's important to embrace the seasons while you're in them, and just know you just ride the wave.
That's
and you're going to make it
life.
through. Yeah. You're going to make it through it. All right, y'all. On that note, we will be right back.
All right, Mandy. We come to one of my favorite segments.
Yeah. All right, so here's our Am I the Asshole? And it goes, my daughter is in 3rd grade. She's a really good kid, but happens to be in a really rough class with a ton of behavior issues and disrespect. I have a very favorable impression of her teacher, and she appears to have good management skills. It just seems to be a bad group. On Friday the 12th, on Friday the 12th, a few weeks ago, the Friday before, why are you being so detailed? My daughter's teacher tried to read the class a short story about the life of Martin Luther King on the carpet at the very end of the day. Just after school ended that day, she made a very long and unhappy post on the platform teachers use to communicate with parents at our school. She said that the class's behavior she experienced while trying to read the story was by far the worst behavior she has ever encountered in over a decade of teaching. She went on about how unbelievably disrespectful, rude, disinterested, and off-task the students were. She said she had to send multiple people to the office, and that she had to stop the story midway through since the kids were being so rude, and have everyone put their heads down at their desks with the lights off. Lots of kids still continued to make noise, giggle, whisper, and she had to call a staff member from the office to come to the classroom. I asked my daughter about it, and she gave additional details. One boy got sent to the office for making a very disrespectful joke about Martin Luther King's death. Another boy got sent because he got up and did a weird dance while she was reading and wouldn't stop. Another boy got sent outside for blowing into his elbow and making a huge fart sound. She said she didn't act up, which her teacher confirmed when my wife talked to her, but that most of the other kids were talking, making noise, and being rude as well. The following week, her teacher announced some whole class consequences. The whole class spent both their recesses on the wall. The Tuesday they returned. The 3 boys I talked about earlier were on the wall for a week. They had extra homework assignments each night that week about Martin Luther King that added about 15 extra minutes of homework per night. The class's Valentine's Day party, where the kids design Valentine boxes and have party exchanging gifts, eating candy and listening to music, is canceled. She said during the time when the other classes have their party, they'll be having a social studies test. My daughter was very upset about the party being canceled and has been complaining that it's unfair because she didn't act up. My wife agrees, and these past couple of weeks has been complaining a lot about her teacher, which I'd never heard her do previously. Yesterday, she said something about wanting to complain to the principal, but I told her she sounded like a Karen. Karen. I have said I applaud her teacher for not taking crap and giving the kids some real consequences, and said life isn't always fair, deal with it. This made her mad. Am I the asshole?
Okay, I'll go first.
Please do.
As a person who works in the school system, it is very hard to only punish one when you have so many acting up. However, when you do group consequences like that, it proves to the students who are not acting up that it doesn't matter what they do. Unfortunately, that, you know, it gives the opposite effect for the kids who are not doing anything, because they like
that are behaving.
Yeah, they like, I'm behaving, but I'm not getting anything for behaving. I'm still getting lumped in with these kids. I don't get a party because of these kids. So what am I being good for?
Yeah.
What's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Might as well act it up and crack my joke too.
Yeah, so I don't think he's necessarily a butthole, because I understand, because I'm the first one to say send them to their mammy.
Yeah.
That's my punishment for everybody. Make them come home with their parents. Make their parents deal with them. Make them go home.
Yeah.
I bet you they have something to say when they have to come pick they student up from the school, or they have to find a babysitter for that child for multiple days. However, you know, they little kids though. I don't know. If I was the teacher, I would still reward my students who were not acting up. And if you know that they weren't acting up, because he said that, he told the mama who was acting up and who was not, why are you punishing the whole class? Don't take away, at least send her to another class. Ask another teacher, or, you know, the kids who are acting well, send them to another class. Can my children, my good students, have a party with you? Or I would portion off my classroom, something where it does not feel like they are getting the complete consequences of not even doing nothing. That's just a little unfair for somebody who is well behaved and a child.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Lydia.
I'll go. I see that point. And I could see how that could be beneficial. However, for this overall situation, mostly agree with Dad's last statement about, sorry, life isn't fair.
That's true.
I'll never forget being given the example of, you know, there might be 10 cars flying on the highway, but only one of them gets caught. That's, sorry, you just got caught. Like, you were the one that got in trouble. You are a part of this classroom. And similarly to, like, the teacher having a hold of the classroom, students can hold their peers to a certain standard. And I just feel like, as a class, I feel like y'all don't deserve a party. So as a class, it's canceled. And now you can be upset with your classmates who have now canceled the party for you. It's almost like a social thing. Like, I feel like this is a whole team. If we're gonna do it, if it was one or two kids, then that's one thing. If it's the majority of them, then cancel the damn class. Then cancel the whole party. We're not doing it. It's second grade. It's a Valentine's Day party. They'll live. And might as well get used to the fact now that, like, well, I didn't do anything, and it wasn't, I was listening and I was paying attention. Sorry, but you're a part of this class. We do things as a team. We're operating as a group, and as a group, we were not listening. We were not participating properly. So as a group, we're not doing it.
Well, if Am I the Asshole ain't never spoke to my life, it's this one. I am the little girl. The little girl was me. I'll never forget. In the 5th grade, it was Valentine's Day. I was in Miss Nolan's class. This was me. I declare the story was me when you were reading it. I was like,
Did they read my diary?
Did they read my diary? Did somebody write out of my diary? Because I don't recall writing the Am I the Asshole in the 5th grade. But no, seriously, I was in the 5th grade and I was in Miss Nolan's class, and me and my grandma made these beautiful Valentine's Day bags for my class. They had big, huge size candy bars in it. I was proud of my creativity. I get there, the class acting a damn fool. Miss Nolan said, we not gonna do the shit today. We're not gonna have the Valentine's Day party. I'm distraught. I gotta go home with my big ass candy bags with the Dollar Tree shit my grandma brought. You know, with a little income money. Anyway, I'm just saying that my grandma, when I got home, she was like, baby, sometimes life ain't fair. Sometimes people do bad things, and you suffer the consequences for being around it. I think it's a life lesson in it.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it's not fair. Now it's not fair, but life ain't fair sometimes.
Right.
So I think it's a moment for a lesson with the little girl. I think if she keeps experiencing though that her class is missing out on things, and she really truly is behaving, that's something to probably look at, kind of navigating. I'm not saying to take her out of the class, but talking to the teacher and to the school on how to handle that. Because I do hate that she feels like she's going to miss out on multiple things for the class misbehaving. But it also kind of speaks to the teacher and the administration and how they're handling it too. Because if they keep misbehaving and you're sending them to the office, are you taking any further action? Are kids being suspended? Or are they sitting at home days? What are you doing to keep that going? Because if you just keep sending them to the office and that's not working, you need to kind of figure out, I think, some additional things so that it doesn't keep happening over and over again. And if it keeps happening, maybe think about not removing her, but removing some of the other kids out. Like, you have to look at the equation of it, because kids feed off of each other.
Right.
So if it's a few kids in the class that feed off of each other, then they cause this big uproar. You need to find the site of it,
right,
and then maybe remove them instead of having the little girl suffer over and over again. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I think is an asshole in this. But
I don't think anybody is necessarily an asshole. It's hard to navigate these particular situations. And to your point of it being more of a social thing, even sometimes when children try to hold their peers accountable, it backfires. It's not...
Sometimes it's hard being the big person when you're a little kid.
It's hard being the good kid trying to tell the bad kids not to be bad, or the misbehaving, because I don't even want to call them bad. The misbehaving children not to misbehave. Like, be quiet for the teacher. Can you be quiet? Now you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
And it's escalating. So that's the reason that I'm like, it's unfair. Not even unfair. It's a very hard situation to navigate, because you teach her but you also teach them it don't matter, because everybody gonna have to suffer the consequences with you anyway. Like, it's not... I just say it's a hard situation to navigate. And if, as her parents, I would not tell her, get over it. I would more take it as a learning opportunity and be like, look, you don't have to necessarily get over it, but this is a part of life. But for you, since you are behaving, I will, as your parent, do something to make up for that.
Sure.
Because that's just, you know what I'm saying?
When I said,
especially as third graders.
When I said, like, socially hold your peers accountable, I wasn't necessarily meaning, like, guys, be quiet. But, like,
well, that's how they go, though.
But what I'm talking about is more so, like, if we're all in a class together and I'm sitting there quiet and y'all loud as hell and now the party is canceled, no, I want y'all to know that shit wasn't cool. And I'm going to tell you, not necessarily y'all need to be quiet in the moment, but when we finally get a recess, well, it sure is nice that now we have recess. Hopefully y'all can behave next time. And I just feel like that's not just this situation, socials. That's a natural consequence in a social setting for behaviors. And it teaches a life lesson that just because you wasn't the one causing the ruckus, you still have to pay the consequences of it.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't disagree with it being a good idea for the kids who were behaving to be sent to another class that is having their holiday party to be able to participate in that party. I don't think that that's a bad option either, but I don't necessarily feel like the teacher or the father is an asshole for saying, look, I'm so sorry that you were being the one that's quiet, but this is a part of our classroom. We are one class. The class has lost this privilege. And so the class is not getting the party and you're a part of this class. Whether you like it or not, that's just how it goes.
No, I definitely agree with that part. It's just that I know that it just doesn't go that way, even on the playground. Like, they will end up fighting each other because they are trying to navigate that space where they're trying to hold their peers up. Third graders.
Yeah.
Third graders.
But that you know, like that's an important lesson that they have to learn.
It is.
But otherwise, you get to 30 and now you fighting because you don't know how to communicate with somebody when you're unhappy with somebody's behavior.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I'm going to say this. I think the bigger problem is, especially in my school, there's a lack of discipline. Which is why the teacher is going so hard anyway. There's a lack of discipline. I literally put a student out of my class and was like, look, he disruptive. I can't teach the rest of the kids. Like, this is too much. And these are like 13, 12-year-olds. I'm like, this is too much. She brought him back and told me that he did not do enough to have real discipline. Like, that's the type of stuff that they doing. They not giving out the type of discipline that we used to get. Like, we go to the office, we go home, they calling mom coming up to the school. You know, it's freeing your heart.
Yeah.
About your parent coming up or going to the office and what type of consequences you're going to get. It's not that no more.
I'd say, too, that I think you have to be a kid that's brave enough to say that. Because I think, like, a lot of kids will, you know, they know the person that's misbehaving in the classroom, typically sometimes leaning on the side of big dog in the classroom. And they don't want the big dog biting their head off. Or they don't want big dog that's a fighter to fight me. So I'm just not going to lean on the fact of saying something. And it takes time. Like, as an adult now, I'm going to tell you if you tripping. You know, I don't care. I don't have anything to lose with telling you that. But as a kid, I think they feel like they don't know how to navigate, especially at that grade. I feel like they may not know how to navigate those conversations yet. Some will be brave enough to say, but I think it'll be a lot fewer that would. I'm just thinking about myself back then. I don't know if I would have been brave enough to say that. Because I wasn't as speak up as I am now. You know, I wasn't. That just wasn't me. I'd rather stay on the safer side because I know that this kid might actually try to fight me, or this kid might actually try to trick me in the hallway later, or this kid may talk about me to everybody in the school and make up some crazy lie because I decided to speak up and tell them that they were tripping. So. I don't know. I think
it can be a hard space to navigate.
It can be hard being a kid, boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It is a hard.
Some of them are just.
Oh no! I know.
Beastly.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it.
Little pit bulls.
And they are. But that's where we are in society with everything. Everything is more extreme than it was when we were their age.
Definitely.
The whole world is more extreme. And so it's just like a point of evolution. Which is why I'm like, this is just a life lesson. Like, sorry, this is how it goes. And maybe if it happens enough, somebody will say something to them. Because in my experience, nothing hit harder. Like, your teacher being upset with you was whatever. Your whole class being upset with you is a whole different situation. When you feel isolated from your peers, that's a whole different situation. Because that is the audience that you care about at that age. The adults, it's like whatever. They don't know nothing. They don't know what they're talking about. When the people that are around you are upset or disappointed or like, that was stupid, whatever, just like you were saying, having that fear of somebody saying something mean about you or doing something to you, that type of retaliation, that's what matters. That's why, you know, if you have a bully, you can't back down from the bully, because the only thing that stops a bully is to tell them, well, okay, well, I guess we squaring up then. So in my experience, because I was a very loudmouth child.
Me too.
So in my experience,
hey, I was ready to roll heads and rock them out. In my experience, it was like, well, that was dumb. Look at that. Thanks so much. Now we about to be sitting on the damn wall. No recess, watching the other kids have a good time, and no Valentine's Day party. And I also could see it being as like, to me, the best of both worlds is having a group punishment. This is all of our problem because this is the culture in our entire class, not necessarily stating that the whole class is wrong or had any type of
contribution to this, but this is an entire us class problem, and then maybe resetting the date later after I feel like consequences have really hit home. Now we could bring back in, maybe we can try the party again.
Let me tell you something about Miss Nola. She didn't do that. She said, you all are clowning.
Yeah.
And it's going to stop today.
I get it.
She said, you all take all your candy back home.
Yeah.
You tell all your parents that you were tripping.
Yeah.
She said, and tell your classmates that, hey, maybe next year in their next class, when they go to their next class, that they won't do this. So I took my little candy home. I told my girl. Now, she said to tell everybody, because everybody in the class was tripping. I declare, I put my hand on the Bible. I was the one that was not, y'all. I was behaving myself. I took that candy home. Like what you were saying, Sia, though, my grandmother was like, well, baby, we can watch movies and we gonna eat this candy together. But you gonna take some of this candy to the little kids in the church.
Yeah.
And you gonna share the candy there with them. So it all worked out because it was like she as in the parent sense turned that around where it was like, okay, well, you weren't the one tripping, because these teachers write notes home. So Miss Nolan included on my little sheet that day, and it was behaved.
So then she was like, okay, you good.
Yeah, you good. You good.
I ain't got to knock your head off.
I don't have to knock your head off.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think that, and teachers do that intentionally, though.
Yeah.
Because they know that somebody's going to say something. It don't have to be, it might not be the timid kid, but it's going to be the kid that has a little bit more voice. So
it might not even be a kid in your class. Why y'all sitting on the wall?
Yeah.
Dang, y'all can't.
Dang.
Such a little Johnny was too loud, so now none of y'all can. Dang, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's more so what I mean by like the social,
the embarrassment of it,
aspects of it.
But sometimes it does work that way. But I've also seen it go.
Well, but that's with anything.
But that's why,
because even doing the canceling the party, what if none of the kids give a damn? Right. And now you done cancel the party and don't nobody give a damn that didn't messed up that you done cancel the party, so that could backfire too.
Yeah.
But you have to try something.
Yes. Yeah. Which is the reason I was like, I can understand where you're coming from, but also on the flip side, I don't know. And I don't know if we was this bad. I don't know.
We were bad.
I know we were, but I don't know if we were.
We didn't have the level of access that kids have now.
I was just going to say that they have so much access now that they are just.
See, but this is my issue with every generation as they get older.
Yeah,
because our parents said the same thing about us, and they was just as bad as we were, and the generation before and they were just as bad as we were. It was just looked at in a different scope, because now the kids can be that mean or disrespectful or rude on social media and in person, and they can have access to one another to be unkind to one another on social media and in person.
And see, we didn't have that much access to each other though, and then the only flip side of that is like I was talking about our discipline, we had a different type of discipline. Yes, we didn't get whooped like you know what I'm saying, them before us.
Yeah.
But when I kid you not, when I say the lack of discipline is scary.
But whooping ain't the only discipline.
No, not. I mean, even suspensions. I mean, ISS. I mean, there is just a lack of accountability amongst the parents and the students and the freaking administration. Like, you could literally get in a fight. Do y'all remember we got in fights and they was like 5 days? No matter if you was defending yourself, nothing. You get 5 days. The aggressor may get 10, but you getting 5 days off the rip.
Regardless.
They can call up the administration and walk down a 5-day out of school suspension to 1 day at ISS. It's not enough.
But I understand that there needs to be some type of discipline, but I also don't know that kicking a kid out of school is the answer for that, because another problem is that they're not getting the education that they need.
Absolutely.
So sitting at home getting into trouble somewhere else is not necessarily benefiting society or that child.
Well, the thinking behind the only thing, and I don't agree with ISS or OSS for everything. But the thinking behind it is to engage the parent, because the parents are not backing up the school. So your child is misbehaving. I literally had a child threaten to stab me. Do you know that child is already back in school? You threatened to stab somebody? You literally supposed to be at the opportunity center, but they not. That's just it is just. a true lack the whole way around. And it's not everybody and it's not every student, but there are enough students that it's just, it can be overwhelming in a classroom, which is why I commend the teacher for going the way that she going, because they do need somebody to say, your actions have consequences. Absolutely. ISS is not going to work for everybody. OSS is not going to work for everybody or every situation. But if you don't have a parent who is also backing it up, you know, you come home and you get to get on the Xbox and you doing all of this. You know, that's why I'm like, OSS don't work for everybody either. Going home and sitting on the Xbox is not helping, because when he come back, he's still just as disrespectful.
Right.
And the mama like, well, I don't care. I have had several students be like, my mama blocked the school. She don't care. What? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. It's just it's a lack. It's such a lack. And I don't mean to go off on a tangent, y'all, on my little soapbox, but it is such a lack in the school, and it's very disheartening, because I'm telling you, when we was in school, well, I know for me personally, if the teacher called my mama and said Christina was doing such and such, she was going to ask me about it. But she was also going to get in my butt like, oh, you think you're going to disrespect the teacher? You don't disrespect the teacher. If you have a problem with the teacher, you come tell me and I will deal with the teacher. You are a child. You're not going to win. And I try to explain it to my students all the time. Do you know, they be like, no, they going to give me my respect. Excuse me? Who is teaching you that?
Well, yeah, I also think that's a two-way street.
It is.
I think that's a two-way street too, because I do feel like there's a lot of adults who get out of pocket with these kids. And so as a child, and not having my brain fully developed and not really understanding how the world works, why would I just sit there and let you disrespect me? I know that I have seen I
don't disagree.
Yeah, I have seen it.
I don't disagree.
And so when there's that relationship established where it's just disrespect meets disrespect, except one of y'all got something to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, really, both of you do, but one of the child in the situation doesn't even comprehend all that they have to lose. And so then there's always going to be this tension in this battle. Whereas when you have somebody who actually cares about the child and the betterment of the child and is wanting to pour into it. I'm not saying that being a teacher is an easy job at all. It most definitely is not. And I did it, and it ain't for me. It ain't for me. I don't want to raise everybody's kids, because being a teacher. But that's the thing. Being a teacher, you have to understand that you are also having a hand in raising these children and shaping these children, and they don't always know. You don't know what they're going home to.
Absolutely.
And you don't know what the environment is like where they go home. So threatening to stab somebody at their house it happens every other day.
Might be their whole thing. And I get it, but that's what I'm saying.
And that don't make it right.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, though, when it comes to... That's why I'm like, nobody is the asshole in this situation.
I agree.
It is very hard to navigate the children, the school system. You know, all of this. It's hard. It's no real... one way it's gonna work, and this is just the most it's none of that,
because it's so convoluted and because it has so many layers. That's why I'm okay with well, how about I teach y'all this lesson? These little three friends here and their little rowdy homies that's hyping them up in the back, they seem to not understand that this is a history lesson and that this is not the time for party. So the time for party is now canceled, and we're gonna have a history test when it's time to party.
No, I'm good with that.
Hopefully everybody is able to move past this, and maybe what's the next one? The 4th of July, or well, I guess the school year over there.
Yeah, I'm definitely
graduation. Maybe y'all motherfuckers will get y'all shit together and we can have a good party, or maybe we'll have to reschedule it for April when y'all seem to really have a better grasp on what we are doing here and when it is appropriate to behave in certain ways.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely okay with that part.
Yeah,
I just don't want it to leach over and teach the other children, which it can sometimes, not all the time, but teach them that it don't matter what they do. Which is why
to me, the discipline has to be the action, but also the conversation.
Absolutely.
It can't just be, the party's canceled, that's it, done. Yes. It has to be, okay, y'all, we about to sit down, we're going to have a class meeting. I want y'all to understand that I am unhappy with the way that this was, how this was handled, and I am so sorry that if you were not one of the people that were loud, but we're a team, one band, one sound, and so since we clearly couldn't get it together for this history lesson, it's done for everybody.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry that your teacher didn't. I know you still heard about this, Ebony. And so, I'm sorry your teacher in the 5th grade did not have that conversation.
She was actually my favorite teacher.
But Granny did what Granny did what she was supposed to, though.
Did right.
When you got home, you was able to actually have a reward for your behavior.
Yeah.
Like, this is a group setting, but your personal behavior is being rewarded at home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's important.
And she acknowledged it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And similar to this story, the teacher acknowledged that this student was not the problem.
Well, I think that's you know, and we won't go too deep in the tangent, but I think it's just important, like, for parents in this situation, if your child is the well-behaved child or the child that's on their best behavior, to always acknowledge that. Parents do not acknowledge good behavior as much as I think as they used to, or
as they should.
Because
it's expected.
To.
Yeah. I remember me and my sisters making that statement to my mom often. It's like, do you know what we could be out here doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what these other kids is out here doing?
Yeah.
We are not even on the type of time that these our classmates are on. And you just expect this from us. Like, can you just acknowledge that this... We are doing right.
Because
I know that
acknowledgement does not mean that it's not expected.
Right.
It's just acknowledging that you are doing it, which gives you the confidence and gives you the, you know what I'm saying, gives you that to keep going.
Yeah, I know that there's always been a lack of trying to say something.
My bad.
There's always been a lack of people and parents that have, you know, they don't take the opportunity to say something to kids, and I think that it's important to always try to say something positive to your kids.
I agree.
So
100%.
Yep.
Nobody's the asshole.
Nobody.
Nope.
It's hard. Sorry, y'all.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Hey, you all. Welcome back for our affirmation. So this is an affirmation about self-love. Since we know we're on Valentine's Day, it's important to love yourself first.
That's right.
Okay, so you ladies ready to repeat after me?
Ready.
Okay. I am a priority in my life.
I am a priority in my life.
And my well-being matters deeply.
And my well-being matters deeply.
I trust in my abilities.
I trust in my abilities.
And recognize my incredible potential.
And recognize my incredible potential.
I am worthy of all the good.
I am worthy of all the good
that comes in my life.
That comes in my life.
I am constantly evolving.
I am constantly evolving
and growing.
And
I am loving the person I am becoming.
And I am loving the person I am becoming.
Good job, ladies. Good job. We made it.
That one got kind of long, but that's okay.
I love me, right?
I love me and I love you all.
Oh, love you too, friend.
Love you too, and we love all of you.
That's
we
right.
Sure do.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, you
Happy
all.
Valentine's Day.
And if you by yourself or with someone, it don't matter. Just love or how you love.
That's right.
Okay.
It's all about the love.
All right, y'all. On that note, stay opinionated.
Stay opinionated.
Stay opinionated.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, y'all. We just want to remind you that you can listen to each episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Search Black Women with Opinions and make sure to subscribe and click that share button. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Black Women with Opinions Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok and X, formerly known as Twitter, at BWWO Podcast. And lastly, make sure to subscribe to our Patreon at Black Women with Opinions Podcast. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it so much. We love you and stay opinionated.